In the world of supply chain management, one of the most contentious and difficult conversations revolves around profitability. Not just overall profitability, but the true cost to serve specific customers, channels, or product lines. Everyone has an opinion, but almost no one has a defensible, data-driven baseline. Today, I'm going to show you how to build that baseline with scientific rigor and introduce you to the software that makes it possible. You'll learn why this problem is so pervasive, the technical method required to solve it, and exactly how the compute cost to serve baseline tool works. Let's start with context. Why is calculating a true cost to serve baseline so hard for supply organizations? The problem isn't a lack of data. In fact, it's the opposite. At quarantadue.ai, every MCP workflow starts from the real tool interface, not from a generic prompt. The goal is simple. Keep the expert in control while the system structures the evidence. Inputs, reasoning, and outputs stay connected in one reviewable flow. Now the results become easier to compare, easier to review, and easier to explain. Most companies are drowning in data from ERP systems, transportation logs, warehouse management systems, and overhead allocations. The challenge is synthesis. These data sources live in different formats with different update cycles and different owners. A generic business intelligence tool can dashboards, but it can't inherently understand the complex causal relationships between a pallet shipped, the warehouse space it occupied, the labor to handle it, and the final customer's service terms. This leads to estimates, to allocations based on simple rules like revenue, which are often wildly inaccurate. The real industry challenge is moving from these rough estimates to a cause and effect model that everyone from finance to operations can trust. So, what's the technical method? We need to move from allocation to attribution. This is a key distinction. Allocation often means spreading a cost pool, like warehouse overhead, evenly or based on one metric. Attribution means tracing a specific cost back to the specific activity and segment that caused it. The compute cost to serve baseline approach is built on activity-based costing principles, but adapted for the modern complex supply chain. It requires identifying your true cost drivers. These aren't just high-level categories, they are measurable units of work. Think picks per order line, pallet touches, cold chain hours, or customs documentation events. The software helps you map your general ledger and operational data to these granular drivers. Then it establishes consumption rates. How much of each driver does each customer segment, product family, or sales channel actually consume? This is where the baseline computation happens. Is ensuring the sum of all attributed costs matches your actual financials, creating an audit trail from the P&L line item down to the individual transaction. Now, let's talk about the software solution. What does compute cost to serve baseline specifically do? First, it ingests your structured cost data. You provide your chart of accounts, your general ledger details, and your operational data feeds. The tool doesn't just import this data, it classifies it. It helps you tag costs as fixed, variable, or semi-variable, and link them to the operational cost drivers we discussed. Function is the baseline computation engine. It runs the attribution model, consuming those driver rates and segment consumption data to build out the full cost picture. Every calculation is preserved. This is critical for compliance and for explaining the why behind a number to a skeptical stakeholder. The output isn't just a static report, it's a living baseline model. Once you have this trusted foundation, you can use the software for scenario modeling. What if you change your delivery frequency for a major client? What if you insource a packaging operation? The model lets you adjust the drivers and immediately see the impact on the cost to serve baseline for the affected segments. Let me walk you through a hypothetical example. Imagine a consumer goods company distributing through both direct retail and e-commerce. Their e-commerce channel has high returns and complex single-item shipments. Their retail channel has full pallet shipments but demands stringent on-time delivery windows. Using compute cost to serve baseline, they would input costs for their warehouse, their last-mile delivery partners, their returns processing center, and their customer service team. Key drivers might include individual parcel shipments, return processing events, pallet shipments, and expedited delivery requests. The software would compute how much of each driver each channel consumes. Driver each channel, while growing, has a cost to serve that is 40% higher per revenue dollar than the retail channel, primarily driven by returns and parcel shipping. This isn't a guess, it's a computed baseline from their actual data. For compliance and reporting, the software generates clear, stakeholder-ready reports. reports, these aren't just data dumps. They visualize the cost breakdown by segment, show the contribution of each cost driver, and provide that all-important reconciliation summary to the official financials. The reports are designed for readability, allowing a finance VP and a logistics director to look at the same page and have a fact-based conversation. The structure aligns with regulatory needs for cost justification and transfer pricing documentation. To close, building an accurate cost-to-serve baseline is no longer a theoretical exercise. It's an operational necessity for making smart strategic choices, from pricing to network design. Compute cost-to-serve baseline provides the method and the tool to move from argument to insight. It gives you a defensible, dynamic model of your supply chain economics.